Everyone needs a few tried and true quick recipes. Today I have one of those to share with you. It's delicious, it's tender, and it's wonderful, and I call it Ritzy Chicken. Hi, thanks for joining me today on Susan's Cozy Kitchen. A couple of hours ago, I defrosted 4 boneless skinless chicken breasts, and I poured a ½ cup of buttermilk over them and put them in the refrigerator. The buttermilk tenderizes the chicken breasts. Here's my chicken. It's marinated, it's ready. Now, a shallow bowl to put my Ritz in, and then here's my baking dish. This is such a simple meal, and people are going to think that you slaved over it because it's just that good. I have a stack of Ritz. I typically like to use the Everything Ritz. They've already got seasoning in them. I have not been able to find them recently at my local grocery store. I prefer the Everything, but if I can't get that, I just use the plain Ritz, and then I add my seasoning to it. So the first thing you want to do is crunch up these crackers. In the sleeve is generally the easiest way to do this. Do some of the ones on the end first so that you can go ahead and pop those down into the bowl, and then just crunch the rest. And there's probably an easier way to do this. If you know, drop it in the comments below. If you have any tips on the best way to crunch up a stack of crackers. To that, I'm going to sprinkle in salt. Going to grind some black pepper. Okay, I like lots of pepper. And then some garlic powder. I'm using garlic powder, not garlic salt, because between the crackers and the salt that I added, that's going to be plenty of salt. And my butter is salted butter, so yeah, you're not going to need any extra salt. Just some of the larger crackers I'm just going to crunch down further with my fork. And you don't want them pulverized, but you do want them fairly small so that they will stick to the chicken when you put it in here. Then after you get everything mixed together, taste it. So just pinch up a little bit. That's good. Once you know it tastes good, you're ready to start dipping your chicken into the crumbs and then putting it into your serving dish or your baking dish. Before I start dipping the chicken into the cracker crumbs, let's turn on the air fryer to get it preheating. So I'm going to press air fry 375, and I want to try 20 minutes. If that's not long enough, I can always go longer. So let's get that on and let that start preheating. Now, and here's tip of the day. When you open it, kind of roll the top of the ziplock down so that you don't have to go fishing in there quite as deep. And it's easier to pull everything out. There we are. Just dip your chicken. I like to use a fork and just sort of scoop some of the crumbs over the top of it and press them down into the chicken. Then give it a little flip over. Again, just scooping some up, pressing them down into the meat, down into that buttermilk. Okay, and then into the pan. Going to continue this until I get all 4 of the breasts into the baking dish. And I like to put the bigger, thicker pieces kind of on the ends and the smaller ones in the middle. I like to think of it as like mom and dad on the outside and the little ones in between, keeping them safe. Okay, now I have just a few crackers left. So let's just sprinkle those over the top. This is the part that you're going to question me on. Do it, okay? That's just all I have to say. Do it. You have to butter the chicken now. So I like to do just thin slices, nice and thin, and I'll place a couple of slices like that on each piece of chicken. I might do 3, but I always do at least 2 pieces on each chicken breast. And then, just to make sure that it's plenty buttered and plenty flavorful, I'll cut a few more pieces of butter, and then I cut them in half and I tuck them in between the different pieces of chicken in here so that there's flavor happening all the way through the chicken. That's a big piece, I'll put one there. All right, and I used about 5 tablespoons of butter spread throughout the 4 pieces of chicken, and it will melt and it will flavor the chicken. It'll crisp up the crackers that are in there, and it'll just make everything really tasty. My air fryer preheated a little bit sooner than I thought it was going to. So I'm going to have to reset the time, put this back up to 20, hit start, and now let me just do a quick show. This is what it looks like going in. I'm going to put this in 375, 20 minutes. Then I'll check it with a meat thermometer, make sure it's at least 165 degrees. So back in 20. Okay, it has finished cooking. Let's take it out and see if it's done. I say it's finished, and then I say, let's see if it's done. Yummy looking. You just put this in the side here. And when I check my chicken, I always go in from the side and make sure that I put the thermometer in right down the middle as close as I can get, and at least 1 inch to 1.5 inches inside the chicken. And you want to make sure that it doesn't go all the way through, touch the dish, whatever. You only want to get the temperature of the chicken. All right, that one says 160. Let me check this one. Okay, this one's around 160. Let's check one of these smaller ones, see how it is. And you also want to go into the thickest part of the chicken. And yeah, this one, the smaller ones are completely done. They're great. That one went up to 170, no problem. So I'm just going to put this back into the hot oven, let those 2 outer ones finish cooking. Let's turn that back on. I think I'll do it this time for bake. And I'm just going to lower the temperature to maybe 300, and let's do maybe another 3 minutes. Okay, let's give this one more look to see if it is ready. They do look fantastic. This is the thickest one, so I'm going to pop this in here. Yes, we're at 165 now, so just those few extra minutes were all we needed to get everything cooked. Lowering the temperature made sure that the 2 in the middle did not burn or overcook, and so we are good to go now. Time for a quick taste test. Just going to cut a little piece off the end. All right, so it's nice, crunchy from the Ritz crackers. So it's nice, and the bottom is well cooked. See the nice crunchy golden brown crackers on top. Okay, so let's give it a try. It's tender, it's juicy, it has just a little bit of crunch from the Ritz crackers on top, and the flavors have just blended. It's just perfectly seasoned. It's not overpowering, it's just a nice, flavorful dish that you can put any sides with and it will be a success. Thank you for joining me today on Susan's Cozy Kitchen. God bless.